Hi, you guys. Thank you for coming to another episode of the Dirty Dialogue. I am your host, Coffee Brown. This is my co host, Marielle. Are you guys ready for another uh, down and dirty conversation?
I know I am. Okay, you go.
Right. So today's topic is close dynamics. Do you feel pressure, to make sure that your potential partners, your current partners uphold your sexual desires and you uphold theirs? What happens when um, your desires aren't fulfilled or being met? And what if you're not fulfilling theirs? So we're going to talk about, this particular subject, and maybe we can come up with some solutions, some answers on how to be able to effectively communicate, you know, um, how your desires are not being met. I'm going to go ahead and let Marielle start the conversation. Since this is his area, of expertise, he wants this triad clothes, right, Mario?
Cause preferably.
Preferably clothes. So, Marielle, what do you tell someone, about feeling the pressures of trying to figure out um, how to navigate those sensitive subjects, especially when it comes to telling another person, who you care about, who you see yourself going the distance, that they're not fulfilling your needs.
It's really about communication. Communication and having a safe space. You definitely don't want to put it like it's kind of like how you said, just pressure. Um, it's pressure on both sides in a sense of one trying to live up to a person's standards, and then the other one having to be the one to say, like, yeah, you're not quite doing that, right? But I mean, it's not all doom and gloom if like, y'all just not getting together and then it's like, you starting off the first couple of times and stuff, and it's like you're not just getting it, it takes time to warm up to people, to learn other people, you're dealing with a whole other person or whatsoever. So um you got time to warm up as well as, with communication, being able to talk or being able to say, hey, babe, this and, do this, you can do that, or find some creative ways to try to, give that hint. Don't just come out and just say it like in a very negative manner, or we are an argument or something like that, you know.
Okay. Absolutely, absolutely. I can't see your face.
Oh,
I can't.
how
It's fine.
about now? Okay.
There you go. Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, so definitely. So I prefer open dynamics as a solo polyist. I can't help but have an open dynamic.
Yeah.
But even if I was in the more traditional kinds of dynamics, I would pretty much want to be open. But sometimes even in open relationships, you still want, specific partners who you care about to meet certain needs. Um, you want them to meet those needs as well. You don't really want to go out and find another partner to fulfill them. You want to be fulfilled, by that said partner. So I understand, where some of the pressure comes from, especially in a closed dynamic. You have this whole poly fidelity thing going on, with this entirely closed group of individuals, and it can be quite daunting, um, when you have to have a conversation with a person that is not meeting your needs. First of all, embarrassment can happen on the other person's part. You know how it is quite
Yeah.
embarrassing, you know, and it does attack the ego just a little bit, you know. I think especially when it comes to men. um,
Yeah.
when you want to tell them like, hey, your little penis, your little dicky dick ain't working. You think you're hitting, but you ain't hitting them but air. You know, those type of things. You know, or you gotta tell your woman, hey, yo, baby girl, I need less teeth, more gums. More gums and
Yeah.
tongue. You know, you
Well,
know, but
really, you know,
how do you get your partner to step outside themselves, you know, get past the embarrassment? Because your partner's job is to let you know, what pleases them, what's their desires, what's their wants, especially if you're not meeting them. So I think a lot of individuals must get past, you know, that particular pressure. And then be of the mind to try it before you buy it type of deal. You know, I know a
hmm
lot of people, you know, want to step away from, you know, the whole sexual aspect because, you know, poly tends to be thought of as just sex, and I get it. Really, fuck what the monogamous people think. Let them think that we're just fucking any and everybody, because they're fucking any and everybody behind everybody's back. At least we're fucking, and at least when we're fucking, they know that we're fucking, you know. But you know, it's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
That would be a next episode type of deal. But anyway, like, you, I'm not the type of person that's going to make you wait 3 months and all of that. That's not the subscription I subscribe to. I want to know where you at, where's your level, and you know, and whether like for real, Mario, I want to know where you at on this Richter scale, you know, on pleasing me, you know what I'm saying? And I know it takes a person a couple of tries to try to figure out people's bodies, but you at least make me come at least 3 times minimum, like at least, you know. Um, like, I have a question. So, is your partner actually responsible for your desires? Do you think? And what if your desire increases and they are unable to keep up?
Are they responsible? I I wouldn't say responsible,
Mm-hmm.
but I definitely would say that um, it's bendable. I don't even know what because I don't want to feel like my partner is responsible completely on making me, you know, climax or reach my climax or something like that. I think it's okay. I think I should have a lot to do with it, but and that's in the sense of like teaching her, showing her what, or et cetera, stuff like that. And taking it upon yourself to like be able to do your own little remix into it or whatsoever. But like being like so responsible in the sense of like a whole orgasm depends on to you or whatsoever. Like, nah, you're not making it good. I'm going to at least get you there. I'll let you. I'll take you to the finish line and let you, you
You're
know,
gonna
cross the
guide
finish line. But if it's yeah, I'm gonna get you there. But I ain't gonna be like, you take it too long. Okay, boom, it's over, whatever, and then just going by my day. Like, nah, we get there.
slow and steady. That's what you're saying.
Where's the race? Where's the race? Each
Okay.
one a
So,
teaspoon.
okay. So, but the thing is, if your partner is unable to fulfill your desires, is that a non-negotiable? Do you then leave them alone? Is that a non-negotiable? Especially, if y'all agree to be in this closed situation and everything else is right. Is that indeed a non-negotiable?
No, I don't think it should be non-negotiable. I think it should be some kind of understanding there,
Okay.
on both ends. Like you could have, I believe that you could have a closed relation, I mean, a closed dynamic or whatsoever, and just simply just be swingers. Like, yeah, we close, because a relationship is more than just, sex or something like that. So I can say like, with my woman or something like that, if she's just not satisfied with me or I'm not satisfied with her or something like that, you know, we're still going to come together and still work as a family unit and all kinds of stuff like that. But I'm like, all right, well, babe, let's go out and have some fun. Let's go find somebody to, play,
Oh,
or,
so you will open
if
it
she
up.
doesn't want to, I will open it up for, sexual reasons. Like if
Okay.
she just wants to, like, okay, you find somebody
So this is like a close
who like,
situation though, like with three people or four people or five.
it's
Y'all
still a
are
close
in a
situation
close
because
dynamic. Like, what if one or more of your partners is not
yeah,
reaching your sexual desires? So you will then open it up for sex. So you would
yeah.
open it up to
If the
swing.
communication is there, yeah. If the communication is there.
Okay. So what if it's through sexual trauma, like, erectile dysfunction? Maybe they got, harassed, raped, or whatever in the relationship and can no longer, perform the levels of sexual desires that you require. What then? How do you communicate your desires?
You there needs to be understanding on that sense. Like if I know that I have erectile dysfunction and it's just not happening, I need to be able to understand that she's not satisfied. So I should, I mean, me, and then this could just be me, but I'm not gonna be selfish and be like, oh, okay, well, no, you can't even go out and have nobody or anything else like that. I mean, yes, of course, I'll go through the normal as far as like going to the doctor, see what will happen and stuff like that. But just push comes to shove, okay, so by all means, I'm not gonna stop you from not reaching your climax and stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, a relationship is just more than just sex or whatsoever. I mean, we might find other things that we just connect to or intimacy just links into or something like that. Or there just might be other ways of just outside of the rest of the function that I could just satisfy her or something like that. Whether it's like, I mean, yeah, like BDSM or
Mhm.
something like that. I can give her like the pleasures that she's seeking without even having to penetrate or having to worry about that or something like that. Just as long as there's just communication and stuff like that is involved. It's like, oh man, I like this, I like this. Oh well, I'm not really good at that area, but let's try to figure it out, or something like that before just saying. Like, I don't think that it should be coming to a mind of like, okay, yeah, our our sex is just trash. Everything else is amazing, but our sex is trash, so therefore we shouldn't be together anymore. That, like, I think
So,
it just should be like, and that's if we're not being selfish. Like usually the people who are being selfish, like, oh well, yeah, I can't get it up, or yeah, I'm going through a trauma or something like that. I just don't want to have sex, or my sex drive is just not that high or anything like that. But because my sex drive is high, you want it like 4 times a week. I only need it 4 times a month. Like, but we're going to stick to that 4 times a month. I think that's kind of selfish to a certain extent.
okay. So my thing is, in monogamy, I wouldn't get with someone who didn't satisfy my sexual desires because my thing was they're just important as effective communication. It's my number three of my top 10. I have consistency is my
Mm-hmm.
number one, effective communication is number two, and sex, great sex is my number three. Yeah, 3 out of 10 people, 3 out of 10.
Mhm.
And so my thing is, if you're not pleasing me, if one or more partners are not pleasing me, I'm going to want to step out. So that was in monogamy. And I know sex is not the most important thing, but it is deeply
It
important
is
that
definitely
it is still important. It might not be up on the Richter scale for everyone. And, having a partner with a lower sex drive would then indeed bother me. I mean, I would, even though they could be a dope individual, you know, it's like that 80-20 rule, where they meet 80% of what you're wanting and needing and desire, but you have that other 20%. I mean, that's why a lot of us subscribe to our polyamory love style, is because, not one person can be everything that you need. So I will communicate about transitioning from a closed to an open, just like you said. Well, you said maybe swing, but I would try to actually bring in an actual another partner, and not just for sex, get to know them and everything, but maybe this partner can fulfill some needs that this other person is not doing. Doesn't mean that I want to let
yeah.
them go. And I'm cool if I have one person who's hitting, my sexual desires, and this other person is not hitting them as much, but I can then accommodate, like saying they want it 4 times a month because I'm hitting it 2-3 times a week with my other partner. So I can, I can rally up for, that once a week
Yeah,
type
like
deal.
you can take
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. It's really hard, um, you know, juggling polyamory, whether it's open or closed. Like, I'm just getting all types. Everybody wanna call and communicate when we're busy. But ain't no one hit me up this entire time.
I know.
Wish I was
They
on my
go on.
laptop. This was what happened when you're not on your laptop and you're doing the podcast via your phone. But anyway, so yeah,
Beautiful.
right. So yeah, I want all my desires and stuff fulfilled. And whoever I need to bond with, to meet, to interact with, I will do so. That's why I could never subscribe to closed, because I know how I am. People can say it's selfish or whatever. I call it not settling for anything but from what I want, if that makes sense. If um, So I have a question. And I've heard a couple of people, mention it through my polyamorous journey, that they believe closed dynamics is advanced monogamy. What is your thoughts?
By definition, it can't be advanced monogamy. I can understand the concept of why people assume that it's advanced monogamy because it's the fact that you have to be exclusive to 2 people for the rest of your life, or 2 or more people, but then still close for the rest of your life. Where you have polyamorous, just open, in a sense, like there's no limitations or there's no restrictions or anything like that. Where closed dynamics or closed, or whatsoever. You do have limitations. You do have certain restrictions or whatsoever. But at the end of the day, it's still multiple. It's still adds the poly part of it to it instead of it being minor. But advanced, I mean, I understand the concept of why people would call it advanced because of it being closed. You just adding one more person to the mix, so yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would still call it poly.
You'll still call it poly?
I would still call it poly just because I mean technically it's, but I do understand the concept of it being, seen as advanced.
Yeah. So I mean, so that's the other thing. Like if you're saying that your sexual desires is not met and you're in this closed situation, basically all you're dealing with is advanced monogamy, because that's exactly what happens with people who are in monogamous relationship. You have only one person. If they're not meeting your needs, then what do you do? Type deal. Just closed. It doesn't necessarily have to mean a triad, because the quad can be closed. A polycule can be closed. A tribe can be closed. Anything can be closed, except my favorite solo.
I would say that would be some terrible luck if you're in a poly relationship and none of your spouses are sexually satisfying you. Like that would suck. That would definitely suck.
That would
at least
one. Like at least one, we getting it every day.
One? Like, come
Can you
on.
imagine
Like,
being in a close situation?
Yeah,
and they all suck, and you gotta teach each and every one of them what you need. That is daunting. How do you communicate to all your partners?
Y'all better put your hands together and come up with something. I don't.
Right. I'm saying at this point,
I would think so too.
Because all of
I would think so too.
Am I the weirdo? Is something wrong with me? It's because
I must be too advanced, and I'm overqualified. That's what it is. I'm overqualified.
Like abort the mission. Like wait,
y'all are normal. Because that would suck. But I mean, I think in a poly relationship, I mean, and that's one thing that we do have to understand is that, like, we're not gonna always get together. I mean, sex is not gonna definitely be the leading thing that causes us to come together or something like that.
Absolutely.
So if y'all do come together and says, I mean, it's one thing. Like, yeah, okay. I mean, yes, you have your partner and it's just not hitting or anything like that, but still have that intimacy. I mean, that's still a part of the relationship or something like that. Like, yeah, you can still try. You can still experiment. Maybe one day they'll get it.
You better
never know.
Turn your ass into a pretzel and let them dip you in cheese.
Do something. But in the meantime, let them do them. Like, let them.
There's sex classes. Remember on Real Sex, they used to have those sex classes. Remember HBO Real Sex? Those were sex ed
with
classes.
Sue. Real Sex with Sue. Yep, I remember Sue. I remember Sue.
Absolutely. Like, do whatever it takes.
That was the only white lady that turned me on. The only white lady. The only white lady that was able to ever turn me on.
With you today, you know what I'm saying? I'm not. But but yeah, you have to, do some things. You have to, especially what if you are the partner that's not satisfying someone, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm gonna bend over backwards, forwards. I'm gonna throw that ass in a triangle. Okay.
We gonna we gonna do something.
Right. Yes. I'm gonna do a handstand. I'm gonna clap that ass in them hands at the same time. I'm gonna do something.
But it's all about communication at the end of the day. Just make sure that you communicate, like, and don't be an asshole with it.
Right. Like, don't say like it was trash. Don't do that. Just say, hey, I didn't get there, maybe you should try this and that. And if trying this and that don't work, get help. See, people are so afraid to seek help, seek outside help, like, because they feel that, that whole society makes them feel that if you need help, something's wrong with you. Not necessarily. You know what I'm saying? It's strength trying to get that help so you can be better. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So you can blow your partner's mind where they thinking like, why did I
You gotta come
ever
in here. It's
think
about to be
something
the
was wrong
same
if they
old
wasn't
thing.
satisfying me? Shit, put they dick on a leash in the coochie in a cage at this point. You know what I'm saying? That you doing so well that they don't even know where you begin and they end at this point.
Exactly.
I'm just saying. So,
Exactly.
like there's things to do, especially when you're in a polyfidelity type situation to be able to make sure that all your partners are satisfying your needs. Like, like you said, Mario, sometimes you might have to open it up, you know, and and
And
and,
then it
and
also comes
swing.
down to,
Sometimes you might
not
have
to
to tie a
sometimes like
motherfucker up, get a spanking or two, you know what I'm saying? Put that dick in a chastity belt,
like
I'm just
it
saying.
might even come down to that. It might even come down to like I find it that people who probably would go through this or something like that, it's probably people who are not open.
Mm,
But if you open up your mind to different aspects and stuff like that, try new things, experiment.
yep.
Don't just it's your bedroom. You ain't gotta say nothing that's going on in your bedroom. If you do it in your bedroom, if you do it in the bedroom, but you should be able to at least try. I mean, I find it also as well with the you can correct me if I'm wrong because you're a woman, but y'all love the whole trying something new or experimenting. As long as it's something like, hey, put your legs over your shoulder and let me try to put some ice cream onto it. Let's see what happens from there. Like, just always just try to come up with something new or something different or something like that. Not really the same routine over, because I think that's what makes it boring. But
That's
like,
how
just
I
like,
found out I
oh man,
like the
okay, guess
particular
what?
position. Trying shit. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I do. Yeah.
Like, okay, I normally don't do this, but here's some handcuffs. Like, put it on me. Like, just like, what? You want to pass a haircut? It's not going to be the same old normal missionary position today. Like, no, but just
That's
gotta
why
be open.
that's how I found out I was an exhibitionist. Was in college. My kid's dad, he was a junior, I was a freshman. I snuck in his dorm. His roommate didn't leave, and I did my best performance. Okay. And I found out that I liked having someone watch me. He was watching because I remember turning, mid moan, and I seen him when he tried to cover up, his face real quick, but I didn't care. I kept going. Yeah, that's how I kind of figured out that I was an exhibitionist. That was my first moment.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah. I think that's why I got mine too from was in college and stuff like that. Like,
Right.
everybody like people just sitting there watching. And like I'm just like, oh, okay, just stop. Do I keep on going? Whatever. I made minutes time, whatever. By the time I realized, like, okay, made my decision, like, nah, let me keep on going. It was kind of already done. But it was just like, oh, this ain't bad. Like,
Absolutely.
nobody
It's
watching me.
just, hey, you never know. Sometimes you have to do some strange stuff to satisfy your partner. You have to be open. That's what it is. You have to, you have
You
to
gotta
be
be
open.
open.
You have to be willing. And the other person, you have to effectively communicate your desires, your wants. If your person is not satisfying you, they're not going to know unless you tell them. And you can and
Exactly.
you both can sit down and have a conversation and go from there. Tell the person, not over there, over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, just saying.
Talk.
So,
Yeah, you can even it don't even have to be like we gotta sit down and have a deep conversation or talk. It could be, oh, hype your man up or hype your woman up, and they be like, hey, let's try this or something like that.
Mhm.
Mask it underneath them that's exciting or something like that. But at the same time, you like, okay, well, he doesn't know what's going on here, but let me hype him up a little bit and then tell him, oh,
Absolutely.
let's try this.
Absolutely.
Where it's kind of like something
Absolutely.
like, it's not really his fault, but or it's not he doesn't know, but at the same time he's trying to find something new. Now he sees you like, or he sees how you reacting to this specific move. He's gonna throw that to his archive off the rip. You don't even have to let him. You don't even have to even fragile his ego to even say like, "Oh man, you're not doing it right." You could just be like, "Oh man, okay, but yeah, that was good, but let's try this." And then you just go crazy into it, and then he's like, "Oh, she likes this." Noted. Like
Absolutely.
but
Absolutely.
that's the archive.
Because I remember
And
one of my partners, he did something. He was like, "Oh, so if I do this, oh, it did. It you did it again."
you like
Yeah,
that,
you know what I'm
huh?
saying? He was like, "So if I do this again," he started doing. He did that move several times. You know what I'm saying? And he had a good result from me. And he was like, "Oh yeah," he figured it. Yeah. Because sometimes you need to watch a person's
That's
body
how
too.
you
You
go.
know what I'm saying? The cues you pick up or
You
something.
got to. That's one important thing. One important thing is definitely watch the body language. Body language will tell you so much. Like,
Mm-hmm.
like even if you have a person that's faking, the body won't lie. Like there's certain things where like my toes would curl up, my legs would lock up, like I start twitching or something like that. I can't control none of that, but I can control like,
Absolutely.
oh babe, yes, oh that feels so good, or something like
Yep.
that. And you might think, oh yeah, but like no. But my body's just sitting there like this. I'm just like, oh
Yep.
that feels good. But if I'm going like, uh,
Right.
you
If
know,
you're doing the exorcism, if you
no,
break
dude, like,
dancing,
no. Then yeah, you doing something. I can't even talk.
right,
I'm trying to tell
right,
you to stop, and he was like, yeah, then yeah,
right.
you do it. But it's all about
Absolutely.
body language. I mean, body language is also part of communication.
Yeah,
Like study your partner's body and their body language and stuff like that, and see what they like, see what they type of touch, if they like pain or
absolutely.
if they like pleasure, or they like both. Let me know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, this we got to wrap it up, getting our hour. So, thank you guys for joining in, listening, subscribe to our YouTube channel, subscribe follow us on Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, Tumblr, Twitter, Grown Black and Poly, is the name of the group, the Dirty Dialogue with me, Coffee Brown, my co-host Marielle. Until
That's
next
it.
time, we're probably gonna go into the BDSM realm next conversation,
Okay.
some taboo things, I'm saying tap in to the next episode. So we'll see you in 2 weeks, you guys. Thanks for joining.
Gang, gang.
Gang, gang, gang.